Wow, I want a tattoo of that. I think more good people should have more money. Let's line up. Hey money bestie, how are you doing financially? So, in today's video, I thought let's go through my ebook, pa-da-da, which is called The Roadmap to 10,000 and More. Link is below. This chapter is about the 4 money scripts, exposing and changing your money patterns. If we find ourselves in one of those patterns, it's easier for us to change our behavior around money and to then obviously change our financial lives. So, but the question is, Mary, where do you have this information? 2 financial psychologists called Brett Clontz and Ted Clontz, they came up with the term money scripts for these behavioral patterns, and it's basically how our childhood shaped our beliefs around money and how we behave around money nowadays as adults. So they basically studied people and their financial behaviors, and they came up with those 4 buckets, and I think it's super accurate, and therefore I have a full chapter on it in my book. This is all about how we spend money, save money, invest money, or not invest money. All these things can be put in one of those buckets, and I'd like to share the 4 patterns with you. I do have this as my video script, which is not a video script. So the first money pattern is money avoidance. This means people with this belief see money as a negative, as something bad or immoral or undeserved. And so if you, for example, like me, grew up Christian, then you might think deep down in your core that money is something bad, even though that's not even what the Bible says, but that's a different topic. If you think money is bad or immoral, you therefore never try to want lots of money, because that would make you a bad person, and you don't want to be a bad person. And so thinking that money is bad is one of the many lies that we believe about money, and we need to understand that money is actually neutral. It is not good or bad. It just amplifies the person that you already are. So if you have more money, you can do more good things, or if you have more money, you can do more bad things. Very simple, actually. And so I think more good people should have more money. Let's line up. Anyways, this way of thinking can lead to avoiding thinking about money, not asking for pay raises, and even self-sabotaging financial success. I know people in my personal life that say, I hate money, money sucks, things like that. Not helping you to get financially free, if you know what I mean. And actually they can never really hold on to money. They might, save some amount and then they end up spending it. And I think the core problem with being money avoidant is that because you think money is a bad thing or something, that you never actually learn about money so that you can get out of it. That's actually one of the first things that I had to learn in my financial journey, that money is not something bad. It's actually neutral, and if I wanted to have more money, it's totally fine. It does not make me a bad person. And now I'm okay saying that I want to be rich. If that offends you, then maybe you think that money is bad, or maybe you view rich people as corrupt or, immoral, or the only way to get money is to make immoral things for that. This is all interconnected in some way. And so changing that belief, I think, can really help you start becoming financially literate and financially stable. Ta-da! Okay, the second money script is money worship. And so this is the belief that money brings happiness and it solves all problems, and in an extreme way, it's that money is a solution to all problems in the world, which, I guess it is to some degree, but not extremely. I think our problems are internal. Maybe this is a controversial take, but I think that 99% of our problems are internal, and the reason why we suffer is because of our perspective on our situation or on the way that things are. And if we start changing that story that we have or the perspective that we have, we can have a much better life. But back to the important things of this. Those who worship money tend to never feel like they have enough. They overspend or overwork to solve emotional needs with money. This is a big one, because I think for lots of people, spending money and consuming things is a coping mechanism to avoid our emotions and the way we feel. And this, again, I wrote a whole ebook about this because it's such a deep topic, where we come from, our money trauma, and then also emotional spending and like shopping addiction. All of these things are very important to think about and to become aware about so that we can change those things. Another thing is they strive to earn more, but then they also spend more. If spending money is your coping mechanism and you think that buying more things will make you happy, you will just keep buying things and you will never be happy. And that's actually really sad if we think about it. It's actually terrible. It's a terrible cycle to be in. I wrote this. I was like, yeah, so people who worship money, they miss the whole fucking point of life, which is to have relationships and connections with people, which is to give freely to other people. I heard this from Tony Robbins recently, and it is, the secret to living is giving. And I was like, wow, I want a tattoo of that. No, I'm kidding, but like, it's just such a nice mantra for your life if you think that the more you give, the more you get. I adapted it like this. I was like, okay, this is part of my life now, this way of thinking, and really being like, okay, I want to give to other people and not be greedy. And another fucking point of life is to collect memories and experiences. Part of my philosophy. I don't know if you agree with that or not. Would be interesting to know. Okay, the third money script is money status. Here, self-worth gets tied to wealth, possessions, brands, and external validation. You know those people that wear Gucci and Prada and all these things, and I'm like, for what? I don't understand it. I never will. People may overspend to keep up. They measure their success by what they own rather than how they feel. And they might have money, but internally never feel good enough. This is also something that I write about later, is that we all inherently believe that we're not good enough, and therefore we spend our lives trying to prove that we are. And one of the symptoms of that is to be spending money on how we look, on what we have, on a new watch, a new phone, our hair, our nails, all of these things is to keep up. And it's just a sign that we want to show other people that we are worth a lot or something like that. And the hard truth about this is that no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit what phone you have. This laptop is 5 years old. My phone, I'm filming YouTube videos on my phone that is 5 years old. Do I care? No. Is the quality bad? Yes, and I do care about that, and I will eventually buy a new phone for your sake. No, but like, and also because of the storage. But no one cares, really. No one cares about your outfit. Just do whatever you want. At this point, maybe it makes sense to share the spotlight effect, because the spotlight effect explains that we think that everyone else thinks about us, while in reality, all everyone else thinks about is themselves, same as we do. So everyone thinks about themselves. I think about myself most of the time. Other people think about themselves most of the time. Why do we care so much about what others think when they don't even think about us? I think that's a very valuable realization, especially if you go down that thought, really think about what it means. And the earlier you realize that no one cares, the better your life can become, actually. Yeah. Like, if I would care what my situationship from last year thinks about my YouTube videos, I wouldn't post them, you know? And so I just don't care. just stopped caring, and it's really nice. And I care about important things, and if I want to make my dreams come true, I'll just go do it and not let others stop me. So money script number 4 is money vigilance. This one can be healthier if balanced. It includes being cautious, frugal, and careful about your finances. I would consider myself in this bucket. Even though I'm a little bit extreme, I will admit that. Money vigilance at extremes can become anxiety around money, fear of using money, even when spending it would be beneficial, and they can have lots of money but be greedy. If you're greedy, unfortunately, we cannot be friends. Okay, now in my book, for every chapter, I have a reflection section or like exercises for you to do and to start changing your beliefs, your patterns, all of those things. And so in this chapter, for example, if you feel like you worship money and you think it's the solution to all the problems in the world, you can just understand that money does not buy happiness. Not the first time you heard this, I know, but it is a tool that takes a lot of stress away and can give you opportunities. And I think we should, in fact, use money as a tool to improve our lives and our well-being instead of worshiping it or buying things that do not increase our happiness. And so if you feel like you worship money, you can invite someone for a drink or a meal this week and pay without flinching. I like that the most. Coming back to giving back to people, I really think that's what life is about in some way. And if you worship money, you might have lots of money, but then also like share it with other people. I think that would be nice of you. Let's say if you feel like you're greedy, you're money vigilance, understand that money multiplies when shared, just like love and joy. And for you to do would be the next time you're out, give a 50% or 100% tip to the waitress. Or if you see a beggar on the street, give them $100 note for no reason, just to practice giving money away if you feel greedy. And the first time it might be really painful for you to give it away, or it might be, my gosh, $100 and I gave it away and I will never see it again. It's like, yes. Practice. The more you do it, the better you will feel about it. And I hope this helped you a little bit. I have 2 more questions to ask you about this. Number 1 is, which money script matches your behavior the most? Very interesting. Maybe you can comment below. I would love to chat about this because it's a really cool topic. Money is a cool topic. And so the second question is, for you personally, how does a healthy relationship with money look like for you? I hope I could inspire you a little bit to not buy shit, to give money to other people freely with an open and happy heart, and it shall come back to you, my friend. Okay, have the best day. Oh, link for the ebook is in the caption. Bye-bye. I gotta ride the motorcycle now. Oh, because it's sunny and nice out. Bye.